Welcome to Nerdmageddon.
And welcome back to another episode of Nerdmageddon here on KZLX LP Maryville and on the KNWT Facebook page. Thank you guys so much for hosting us. I am your host, Corey Herzog. With me I have
the not surprised to be first, but very surprised to be first, Molly Hauser.
Next to her,
Kenzie Duvall, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a shiner on my cheek tomorrow from Rugby today.
Ooh, Rugby.
Rugby, yeah.
Oh no.
That makes me very happy.
Like,
and hi.
Wait.
What
makes you happy? That I'm going to have a shiner or that I do rugby?
That you play rugby.
Okay, because I'm like, I thought it was me being bruised, and I'm like...
We'll get into that later. Also, we have...
Hi, I'm Simon, and next to me is...
Hi, I'm Johnny.
Yeah, he's an older member of Nerdmageddon.
Johnny!
Alumni.
Yay!
Alumni.
Yeah.
Johnny was around before I was.
I sure was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even a media student.
Nope.
He's graduated.
Yeah.
I did. I'm an adult now.
Why do we have him here? All right. Well, speaking of bringing back old boys, ObiWan Kenobi getting his own series, and it's now cast.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
One thing that I've heard that is that it's going to be like 6 episodes, and they originally wanted to make it a movie, but then they're like, nah, let's make it a series, and it's like 6 episodes, and they're all going to be an hour long.
This isn't necessarily old news, but Obi-Wan, this show has been in the works since The Mandalorian kind of started doing stuff. So it's just that it's been in and out of production so much, just because the Star Wars franchise can be a little strange every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Molly, I feel like you were about to say something.
No, so I had seen this and I pitched this in our meeting, but I didn't actually look at the cast list because I'm a terrible human being. And I'm surprised by the first 2 that are on it, which are Ewan McGregor, who plays Obi-Wan in the prequels, and Hayden Christensen, who plays Anakin in the prequels.
That's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Everyone gets their emo child, Hayden Christensen.
Who hates sand.
Okay,
Yeah.
but real question, who actually likes sand? Because I don't.
Not the Skywalker boys.
I mean, it depends. Like, are you at a beach? Because
Yes.
I would like it to be sand, not rocks, underneath my feet. Like, when you're walking barefoot into the water, I would much rather have it be sand than the rocks. Like, rocks hurt.
Yeah, but rocks don't stick to you like sand does.
Why can't they?
If you're walking into the beach, like if you're walking into the water, the sand's not going to stick to you if you're in the water.
Yes, but you eventually have to get out of the water.
Yeah,
is this making any points?
Well, and then you just dry off.
As somebody that was on Nerdmageddon like 4 years ago, I'm glad that the one thing that can stay consistent is talking about whatever comes into our heads. We went from Star Wars to sand, so now we're talking about beaches. And
I feel like that's a fair jump there.
It's a tradition.
But it's also one of those scenes where, like, if you dry off, you can just brush the sand off of you and you're fine.
Oh, we're still
I'm
on.
not.
We are
still on the
sand.
Hey, you know what's
we're not
not
sandwiching
sand?
this.
You know
Yeah,
what's
Simon, what's
not
not sand?
sand? Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It
Yeah.
finally came out.
Yes.
Okay, I've seen the first 2 episodes. I'm gonna watch the 3rd one tomorrow when it comes out. It's good.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard good things about it. I'm finally starting to watch WandaVision, so now I have a better sense of like what Marvel is doing on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for Winter Soldiers because I've heard nothing but good things.
So from the 2nd episode, my favorite part is where Bucky and Sam finally meet some other characters, and it's great because they just do not care.
See,
That's great.
I heard this one scene. I saw this one scene, and apparently it was all improv.
Oh.
But it looks like they were being interrogated at a police station.
Oh no, that's the therapy scene.
Okay.
They are in couples therapy.
And they're like, oh, we had to
course
like
they
put
are.
our knees together. And they're like, do you want this side, this side, this side? And apparently that's all improv and not actually in the
Oh.
script. But it looks funny.
I want to say that I loved WandaVision when it premiered, and I've watched every episode of it so far, and I think that did a really good job of diving deeper into the two characters of Wanda and Vision, obviously, but it didn't feel as much like the Marvel movies, whereas Falcon and Winter Soldier is like exactly what you would expect from a Marvel movie, just stretched out into 6 episodes. It is pure Marvel action and drama that's typically in a film, just in a TV show. And I think that for purists, people who don't like to stray from the norm, if you didn't like WandaVision, you're gonna love Falcon and Winter Soldier. You could love both. I love both, but I think that this is definitely something that people who are used to Marvel are gonna for sure love.
As someone who has seen both, Johnny, which do you prefer, WandaVision or Winter Soldier and the Falcon?
That's really tough because I love them both for different reasons. I think the best thing for me is, the most important thing for me is getting a real deep dive on the particular characters. And Wanda and Vision, you don't learn much about, it's not to say nothing, but I would argue that you don't learn much about them individually. It's all about who they are together. Whereas in Falcon and Winter Soldier, their relationship at this point, despite there being jokes about, couples therapy and all that, their relationship isn't really that important. It's more who they are separately, and then using those things, using those backgrounds of who Falcon and who Winter Soldier are separately and trying to make them cohesive later on. So, yeah, it's kind of, they're very different. I would say I probably am going to like Falcon and Winter Soldier better. But then again, we've got 4 more episodes, so it could go either way. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, so we're going to stick with the Marvel theme. It's pretty marvelous.
No.
Okay, I was about to say, it doesn't feel like it's 8 o'clock. It feels like it's earlier.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Corey, it's just too late in the day to deal with your puns right now.
Well, too bad. You
Another-
signed up for this.
Another thing that's consistently terrible is
Her
Corey's
puns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
That's one thing that will never die.
I
Oh,
mean,
absolutely not. It was.
Unfortunately,
It's
no.
always been bad.
Yep.
okay. Well, you know what's not probably going to be bad?
Don't
Thor,
jinx
Love
it.
and Thunder.
Yeah, because it's in the right hands. Taika Waititi's got it.
It is.
It's so good. So yeah, for this, Russell Crowe joined the cast, and I mean, like, it's been filming for a while, but we just learned that he joined. Apparently for like as a villain. Not sure
Yeah.
who.
Christian Bale is also coming in.
Why?
He
That's
is playing
so weird.
Gore the God Butcher.
Oh god.
Wait, he's playing Gore? I didn't know like they were putting Gore in this.
Yes, would you like to look at the article?
Oh, wow.
Are they?
Yeah, sorry, I read it like earlier. Oh, that's so exciting.
Please don't let them kill Thor.
Oh, that's exciting.
That'd be
Oh.
a Thor spot for you.
Oh, no.
Guys,
Corey.
I know Russell Crowe was also in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was he?
Yeah,
was,
he
yeah.
was
He
the
played.
planet.
He was
He was the
Quill's.
dad,
He
right?
was Quill's father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. That's
No, he
Kurt
wasn't.
Russell.
Yeah, that's Kurt Russell.
Oh, Kurt Russell.
How dare you? How could you? The amazing Russell Crowe, Snake Plissken.
Russell Crowe did. I can gush about my favorite DC movie for a moment. Man of Steel, the best movie.
Ooh,
Russell Crowe
no.
is Jor-El, and he is the best character and the best
Okay,
actor.
I'm
in the
gonna
movie.
admit, Man of Steel is not a bad movie.
No.
You're spending too
Thank
much
you.
time with Cody.
No, actually, I enjoy it because of the costume designing, the effects, and also my other boyfriend.
Christine, please pick me up. That's my sister. We saw it together. We hated it.
It's so.
Please.
It's got so many good feels in it. It is a movie I can rewatch. It is a movie I can rewatch every month, and I will never get sick of it.
Cool.
Corey, when Corey and I are going to be living together soon, it is going to be something you are going to see playing in the background at some point. periodically.
Okay,
because-
well, as long as you're okay with me and my anime men,
Perfectly
we're good.
fine.
See, but yeah, no, it's a good movie. I enjoy it.
I didn't mean to get us off track. Well, though that is kind of our thing.
Yes.
But Russell Crowe is fantastic. That's what I wanted to
Yeah.
say.
Yes.
He is fantastic.
And Jeff Goldblum is coming back as the Grand Master.
Good.
As you
Yes.
should.
Interesting.
Yes.
I'm glad that they're keeping that character alive because he's just too good to pass up.
He's,
I don't think he's actually canon in the grand scheme of the Marvel Universe. He's just kind of there. And it's one of those write-in characters that I think worked well.
I would like to petition. I know people have said, like, oh, Deadpool should replace Stan Lee's cameos.
Oh, yeah.
No, Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum
while
in
we,
different
while we
wigs.
still got him at least, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't say that.
Okay, but
just
a
saying.
lot of iconic actors are getting old. I don't know if you guys know this. I
Yeah.
saw a commercial with Kevin Bacon in it.
Yeah.
He does not look good. He looks a little too crispy.
I was wondering how I could play up and a joke with Bacon like that, and
Yeah,
you did a good job.
Thank you. Yeah, no, he absolutely just looks, he does not look good.
Yeah, no, poor boy. Poor boy.
He's been out a little too long.
He's holding out for a hero.
Okay.
Why?
Yours
Footloose.
didn't
It's
land as
Footloose.
well. I'm sorry, Corey. Yours didn't land as well.
That's okay. Cody Nance says Man of Steel equals masterpiece.
Thank
As
you.
what Superman in real world would look like deal with it.
It's what Superman in the real world would look like. So, like, if Superman was physically, like, in our world, that's kind of how society
Hey,
would
Cody,
react.
Cody, I need you to learn how to use commas, honey.
No, that's actually how people would react
Okay.
to a superhero.
Yes, but I also need people to realize that Superman wouldn't let the destruction that happened happen.
He didn't let it happen. He stopped it.
I just
No, he
wanted to
didn't.
make fun
They
of
literally
Cody's lack
almost
of
just
grammar.
destroyed Metropolis, and I need
You
them
meant the fight, like
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fight
Yeah.
with
That was a little
to. Yeah.
Zod.
Zod. Yeah, I'm like, it's not Zor-El, because Zor-El's his dad, right?
Yeah.
Jor-El.
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 Yeah.
I think
I don't know
Zor-El-
my Superman lore as well as, like, Green Lantern, so...
I love that and this is more in BVS, but in the sequel they talk about there's a lot of like news reports on Superman and what it's like living in a world with that. And I love one of my favorite quotes is a conversation Holly Hunter has with another reporter, and they ask should there be a Superman, and she says there is one. So like, what are we gonna do? There's not really much that you can't at that point, and that kind of applies to a lot of things in the real world. It's like, should we have these weapons of mass destruction? We do. There are those in the world. So it's not a matter of should we have them or should someone in the world have them or not. It's like, this is kind of a concept.
You can't just say no more nukes. You
Yeah,
made
yeah,
one.
exactly.
They're nukes.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like we can't fathom the idea that that we live in a world where these things don't exist, because they do. So-
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And how, like, it reacts and how people react to it is the issue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Well, speaking of people reacting, Halo Infinite developer 343 Industries smashed a piano into pieces to record sound effects, and it's apparently very satisfying. People like the sound.
That's so
Yeah.
real.
It's ASMR.
So, Phi Mu Alpha, we used to do. I know I'm wearing the letters. I'm sorry. I'm not like outwardly branding or anything like
you're
that.
allowed to do that
Okay, just want to make sure.
if it's Northwest.
The
you're allowed.
fraternity, yeah, the fraternity that I'm a part of, we would do like the big piano bashes every once in a while. Sadly, we don't have any more old pianos to destroy, so yeah. But it was always like whoever would get the first hit in, it was the best. You like most of the guys would stay and wait for that first hit because just.
Did
great.
you ever get the first hit?
No.
Oh.
Okay, but did they go for the keys or like the actual piano part first?
Depends on the person. Also, there are choices you could have. You had the choice of using like an aluminum bat and
Satisfying.
an actual sledgehammer. You had those two choices. One costs more than the other. You could probably guess which, and then you would pay per swing. It was. We made a lot of money doing that. So, yeah, it was a good time. We don't have that anymore though.
Oh, very sad. But I'm curious to see what the sound is going to be in the game.
I don't think that I've ever heard of a piano in Halo. Like, if there ever was one, I don't think that they go into the lore of music in that world.
Well, here's the strange thing with sound effects is that what it is, it doesn't, like, what the sound effect artists do to make that sound always isn't what it's, like, used for. So smashing of a piano could be used for so many different things, like, like a plane crashing kind of, like, certain pieces of a plane coming apart, or just like other stuff, or like a like I know one thing that it was like in the Lion King they used trash can lids for some of the roars.
Yes, they also use tigers.
Because lions are very quiet, actually.
Yeah.
So,
which is just perfect.
And I know like other things like for rain, like the sound of rain, they can use a watering can and pour it into like a pool of water. But they also do rice on top of trash can lids as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, Simon, you should know this. We do audio stuff.
I know. I was going to be like, I know that, but I don't want to do that.
I like that.
I got to save all of my sassiness and energy for the
Later.
character that I'm playing later.
Oh, is it a
Okay.
new character?
No, you
it
know
Dam-
who it is.
is it
It's
Damon?
it's Damien. You know who it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Stick around for that later. It's going to be fun.
It's,
die.
it's something. It's something.
Um,
You've made it something. So,
So in addition to detailing the destruction of the piano, the blog that kind of posted this does go in depth on things like how some gunshot effects differ in Halo 5 and Halo Infinite because of the acoustic system.
you know, I don't know. Okay, so why don't you just reuse the same stock sound that you've been using and keep it,
Consistent?
consistent? Like, that just doesn't make sense to me.
I think part of it is like locations within Halo.
Oh.
Have you played?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just thinking it's like, I guess you're right. A rocket launcher sounds different inside of a building than it does outside of a building. So
Yeah. And, space.
Oh yeah.
So there are reasons for doing things like that.
Mhm.
Yes. So, Molly, I'm sure this is something you're very excited for, and I want to make
Yes.
sure we have plenty of time to talk about it.
Okay.
Because I know
Didn't-
you're going to go off.
I probably will.
You didn't mention space at all in this segue.
You did not.
We
I
were
did
just
not.
talking about space, and you're like, Molly. Just-
Because I know this is important to her.
well, it's important to me too. I like this guy. Like, he's really good.
Simon, have I ever pretended to care about you?
Aw.
Oh.
I would have liked to think so, but
While I'm here, which is going to be brief.
briefly. Thank you. I need this
Okay.
moral support.
Yes.
I need this moral support, Johnny. Thank you.
Hey. So, Molly, would you like to read the title?
Sure. So we talked about this a while ago that Doctor Who was gonna be getting some podcast adventures. And recently things have come out about the Christopher Eccleston series. He was the original Doctor for the reboot.
Thank you for amending that.
Yes, I know. So he was the 9th Doctor technically. But we have a trailer for what is being called the 9th Doctor Adventures Ravagers. And apparently, I haven't watched the trailer, it's amazing. High energy, great. A lot of people are very excited to see Christopher Eccleston, who only got 1 season to be the Doctor, reprising this role and expanding on what his Doctor stood for. Because we didn't really get that.
Fantastic.
That's all it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's exciting. My mom is a huge fan of Christopher Eccleston. Although after watching, oh my God, David Tennant's
Yeah.
Doctor, she's like, no, he's my favorite. And I'm like, you literally said the episode before you met him that Christopher Eccleston was your favorite. She's like, yeah, but
Okay, but
David Tennant's got great teeth.
Okay,
Oh,
what about the
That's
hair?
how I rate.
That's how I rate
yeah.
my doctors.
Yeah.
The teeth. Yeah.
It shows they're healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, they do talk about their teeth when they regenerate
Every
like half
single
the
time.
time. So,
Yeah. The only time where they haven't is kidneys,
yes.
which is a weird take for some reason.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta wonder about the health of your kidneys, especially when you get a new body.
Well, the thing is, I remember the quote was like, "Oh, I've got kidneys. That's new." I'm like, what?
Oh.
I think it was Matt Smith. I think it was as the TARDIS was crashing or something. It was either
Yeah.
Matt Smith or Peter Capaldi. One of those two. Either way.
No, because Matt Smith thing was like a lot of hair.
He was excited about the hair.
And the ears.
And the
and the
ears. He had big
ears.
ears. Still not a redhead, though.
No, still not a redhead.
No dice there.
No.
But I'm happy for both Molly and Simon with this
Exciting.
news.
Thank you. Thank you for counting me in this. You know, Molly's not the only Whovian we have here. Like,
Who?
Whovian.
Who?
Oh no.
Okay,
God.
Google testing touchscreen Stadia for Android. Let's talk about that.
I also like Doctor Who, but we're talking about Google now.
Yeah.
No need to search for any segues on this one.
Yeah, Kenzie, you brought this up during our meeting.
Oh, it's because
You
I
sounded interested
found
in it.
Yeah, it's just because I found it and we needed something, so
That's fair. That's fair. So I guess the best way to describe it is like Stadia. Oh, I wrote Stadia, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah,
I was
so
wondering if that was a thing.
Stevia is the sweetener. But yeah, you know what? It's fine.
They're
It's
teaming
fine.
up, the sweetener and
The
Google.
gaming crew. Yeah. But this is I have never cared for Stadia at all. Like I heard about it and I was done.
I still don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
It's part of like the Google package, I guess.
It's
Either way,
So pulling up like Google Apps, if you scroll down to like towards the bottom, you'll see it. It's like 3 wavy lines.
Okay.
yeah, they're like it's gonna rival Xbox and I'm like no,
No.
it's not. You can't get any games to sign off on this. Like you guys already have Microsoft or like you're teaming up with Microsoft. Why do you need this?
Yeah, just relax. Chill.
It's just annoying.
Yeah, but I guess it is kind of interesting that they're going into like touchscreen, I guess.
Well, I think that PlayStation Network was doing that already because one of our producers, Brad, I remember one time he was streaming Bloodborne from his PS4 onto his phone and he was playing it in there. Like on his phone. He was like, yeah, the latency's a little off, but I adapted quickly to it. I'm like, show off. Bloodborne's so hard. But yeah. I don't know. I feel like that they're kind of behind.
Yeah.
basically it's making a Bluetooth and or a USB controller to attach to your phone to play games.
Yeah, basically.
Sorry, we haven't gotten to that, so
Yeah, I guess we never really did explain what it was.
No. So thank you, Kinsey, for helping us stay on track. We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you, Kenzie.
Yes. But yeah, so thank you guys for all the nerd news. Johnny, is there anything you'd like to share?
Can I pump up the pod that I'm on?
Yeah, if you would like.
I don't know if I'm allowed to, is the question.
I did it when I first came on here. I'm like, hey, I got this podcast, and I only
Okay.
had 2 episodes, and it never did anything.
Okay. Well,
So-
we just earlier today we just posted episode 56 of my podcast Rocket Talk. It's on YouTube, it's on Anchor, it's on everywhere you can find a podcast. I'm with my old co-host of Nerdmageddon, Connor, and also a friend of ours named Luke. The 3 of us, every week we have a Nerdmageddon-esque podcast called Rocket Talk that we do. So
Yes, and I'll be on there this week.
yes, Corey, in our next episode that'll premiere next week, Corey will be our next guest. And she's been a guest a few other times. So listen to us. Yep, it's called Rocket Talk. It's on YouTube, Anchor, and everywhere else you can find one.
Yeah. Nice. So thank you, Johnny, for coming on. This was like a last minute thing. He messaged me like a few days ago. He's like, hey, I'm going to be in town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I am happy to be here. I mean, I missed Nerdmageddon. I missed Corey. I'm glad to get to see you guys again, and it makes me happy to know that like Nerdmageddon. I didn't start it, and I'm not going to take credit for starting it, but I am happy to have passed the torch on and see it continues to go on. So it makes me happy. It makes my little nerd heart happy.
Yay. Well, thank you again for coming on. Thank you guys so much for another great episode of Nerd News. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always,
You
nerd it here first.